Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is Eisenherz and today I have another gameplay video for you guys. Before we look at the opening hands, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers and patrons. We just cracked the 2K mark and to celebrate that I will get a more professional logo and banner done for the channel. Thank you guys so much, and now let's have a look at the opening hands. I go first on my Urza Power Scepter list. My opening hand consists of a Mana Crypt, Brainstorm, Ponder, Sensei's Top, Rhystic Study, Winter Orb, and for my London Mulligan I put Hullbreaker Horror under my library. I kept this hand despite it being a no-lander because I was greedy and hoped to top deck a land to go for a turn 1 Rhystic Study. Also, having 3 draw spells, fast mana, a draw engine and a stacks piece just seemed worth the risk. Second is Robin on his usual Kinnan mid-range list. His opening hand consists of a Gemstone Caverns, Snow-Covered Forest, Snow-Covered Island, Simic Signet, Arcane Signet, Sylvan Safekeeper, and Transmute Artifact. This hand will allow Robin to go for an early Basalt with protection through Sylvan Safekeeper. The only thing he's missing to get going is a draw spell and some interaction. Third is Memo on his Minsc Hulk list. His opener consists of Taiga, Sacred Foundry, Elvish Spirit Guide, Esper Sentinel, Abrade, Arena Rector, and Kiki Jiki. Memo kept this hand because he has some ramp, a draw engine, interaction, and a combo piece. Last is Flo on his Zirda combo list. His opening hand consists of Plateau, Barbarian Ring, Lotus Petal, Moonsilver Key, Boros Signet, Imperial Recruiter, and for his London Mulligan he put Archivist of Ogma under his library. This was a keep because he has lots of ramp, a tutor for his combo piece, and a tutor for either Dockside or an infinite mana outlet. And now let's get started with the actual game. Robin starts the game with the Gemstone Caverns in play. I cast a Mana Crypt and followed up with a Sensei's Top. I look at the top 3 cards of my library, rearrange them, and then I decide to draw the top card. I play a Snow-Covered Island, tap it to cast a Ponder. I decide to shuffle my library, and then I draw a card. After that I pass my turn. Robin plays a Snow-Covered Island. He casts an Arcane Signet and a Sylvan Safekeeper, and he then passes his turn. Memo plays a Sacred Foundry and an Esper Sentinel and passes. Flo plays a Plateau and Lotus Petal, which triggers the Esper Sentinel, so Memo draws a card. He then casts a Boros Signet and passes. I untap, cast a Rhystic Study, which triggers Esper, so Memo gets to draw a card. And after that, I decide to pass my turn. Robin draws for turn. He plays a Bloom Tender, paying for my Rhystic Study. Memo draws for turn and plays an Exotic Orchard. He then suspends a Greater Gargadon and swings at Flo for 1. He then passes his turn. Flo untaps, draws for turn. He plays a Sacred Foundry. And he casts a Moonsilver Key, which triggers both Rhystic Study and Esper Sentinel, allowing both Memo and me to draw a card. He then passes, I untap and draw for turn, play a Snow-Covered Island, and tap out to cast my commander, Urza Lord High Artificer. I get a Construct, and I then cast an Everflowing Chalice for 0, which triggers the Esper Sentinel. Robin untaps, draws for turn. He then casts Kinnan, which triggers the Rhystic Study. I get to draw a card. And Robin follows up with a Transmute Artifact, which again triggers both Esper Sentinel and Rhystic Study. Both Memo and me get to draw a card. I then pay 2 to cast a Narset's Reversal, which triggers the Esper Sentinel, and Memo gets to draw a card. Naset's Reversal resolves, bouncing Transmute Artifact and allowing me to 2-drop an artifact myself, and I get a Tormod Script. Robin then recasts Transmute Artifact, which again triggers my Rhystic Study. I get to draw a card. Transmute Artifact is on the stack and I cast a Brainstorm in order to dig for interaction. But sadly I don't have anything, so Transmute Artifact resolves. Robin puts a Basalt Monolith into play and then taps it for 4 mana and activates it to untap it. With the activation on the stack, Memo exiled an Elvish Spirit Guide and casts an Abrade, which also triggers my Rhystic Study, so I get to draw another card. Abrade resolves, destroying the Basalt Monolith, and Robin has to pass his turn. Memo untaps. He draws for turn and plays a Taiga. He then casts Utopia Sprawl, which allows me to draw a card. He then follows up with his commander Minsc, which again allows me to draw a card through Rhystic Study. And he decides to swing for 2 at Flo. At the end of his turn, Flo activates Moonsilver Key to tutor up a Grim Monolith into his hand. Memo passes. Flo untaps and draws for turn. He plays a Prismatic Vista and cracks it to tutor up a Plains. He then pays 2 to cast Grim Monolith, which triggers both Esper Sentinel and Rhystic Study, so both Memo and I get to draw a card. Flo then taps his Grim Monolith and makes 2 colored mana to cast Zirda, which again triggers my Rhystic Study. I draw a card and cast a Force of Will countering Zirda, which also triggers the Esper Sentinel, so Memo gets to draw. After Zirda is countered, Flo decides to cast an Imperial Recruiter by exiling a Simian Spirit Guide, which again triggers my Rhystic Study. Imperial Recruiter resolves and Flo tutors a Dockside Extortionist to its hand before he passes. I untap and draw for turn. Play an Ancient Tomb. I then cast a Jeweled Amulet, which triggers the Esper Sentinel, so Memo gets to draw a card. I pay 3 mana to transmute a Muddle the Mixture and tutor up a Dramatic Reversal into my hand. I then use my Ancient Tomb to cast Isochron Scepter, and on ETB I imprint a Dramatic Reversal. I use the floating mana and one of my lands to activate the Isochron Scepter, which gives me infinite mana to dump into Urza and gives me the game. Alright, this was a turn 4 win for me with a non-land starting hand, but playing it safe and keeping up interaction really paid out here. Of course, Rhystic Study drew me everything I needed to win, and without Memo's well-timed Abrade, we would have lost to Robin because my Naset's Reversal just couldn't stop the Transmute artifact efficiently. Also, Memo basically had to feed my Rhystic Study after Robin's failed win attempt, because he needed to make sure that I have interaction for Flo, who was absolutely ready to combo off. Luckily, I draw into interaction as well as everything I needed to close out the game on my turn. In total, this game lasted 4 turns, and the absolute MVP was obviously Rhystic Study. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Again, I want to thank all my subscribers and patrons. You guys are great and I love producing content for you. Make sure to hop over to my Discord server if you want to play some games with us, and if you want to support my channel even more, please consider becoming a patron. You can find all the links down below. Thank you for watching my videos. This is Eisenherz and auf Wiedersehen.